Hi everybody, this is the comic book guy, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, so hi and welcome back to the comic book. I hope you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So we're back here at the comic book hut, again talking about Marvel, and really Marvel Cinematic Universe is not doing so hot over the last few years, and there's going to be this new movie coming out, Thunderbolts. There's going to be quite a few movies coming out, Thunderbolts, Captain America, Brave New World, Fantastic Four is going to be coming out. Well, in this video, let's talk about Sebastien Stan, who of course has played Bucky, and the character's a great character. They did a wonderful job, bringing him back in the comics, and of course, and having him in this sort of part of the MCU for all these years. But now, he's had to sort of be like a second stringer to Captain America for obvious reasons. And they didn't do the storyline of him becoming Captain America after, because in the comic book, Captain America dies and Bucky takes over for a while. They kind of skipped that storyline in the movies, and they made him very tortured, and even more tortured than he is in the comic. And they never made him Cap. They didn't give him the shield, so you're going to be Captain America for a while. They didn't do that with him. So maybe it's because of that a little bitterness here from Sebastien, and this is from CosmicBookNews.com. Sebastien Stan fires back at Marvel haters. Sebastien Stan, known for his role as Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is not holding back when it comes to defending Marvel Studios from recent criticism. Nothing says wonderful things than sticking up for your billion-dollar corporation employer. As Marvel hasn't been successful post-Avengers Endgame with its new characters and storylines, a lot of fans and even critics have voiced dissatisfaction with the direction of the franchise. Now, here's the thing. Prior to the end of Avengers Endgame, all the stories pretty much were based off the comics. Other than the Captain Marvel movie, which they kind of admit that they made up a lot of her backstory with Carol Danvers, everything was based off the comics. So you have true storytelling being retold in a live action sense. Since then, they've been going with what they've done, what Marvel did in 2014, 2015, 2016, and it's a mess. That was a mess, and now they've watered it down. Whenever you have the source material, for some reason, Hollywood cannot do source material well. They want to get their little creative edge into it, and the creative ideas in it. And when that happens, it waters the original creation. But since there's nothing creative about those books from 10 years ago in Marvel, they're flailing, and that's why you're getting all these lousy stories. I mean, you have Black Panther without T'Challa. I mean, and Chadwick Boseman, you don't have him there because, of course, he passed away. So you focus in on a sister who's a fairly new character to the whole story of Wakanda, Or you have this White Widow that was introduced in the Black Widow movie, and then you do a Black Widow movie, and Black Widow currently is dead in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's very bizarre. Some of the choices they've made have been very bizarre. However, Stan, who is starring as Donald Trump in the Apprentice movie, I'm sure that's going to be a rip-roar, has no patience for the haters. In a recent interview with British GQ, the actor addressed the backlash directly. Quote, "I've never been a part of a company that put so much heart and thought into anything," Stan said, reflecting on his time in the MCU. "I think if Marvel was gone, it'd be such a big hole to try and fill up. Don't just go out there and shit on something without offering something better." Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Because all the things that Marvel has put out that's great are rehashing of ideas that were done by Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and Steve Ditko, and others. So they didn't create anything. They didn't create that. They didn't create anything. They didn't create Captain America. They didn't create Thor. They didn't create Galactus. Use him as an example. I haven't seen him yet in the MCU. But the point being is they haven't created anything. They're just rehashing everything. Right? So what the hell is he doesn't know what he's talking about. Most of these actors don't know what they're talking about. Sebastien Stan is also returning to Marvel in the upcoming Thunderbolts movie. There isn't another studio that could replicate what they have done, he emphasized. Recently, also saw the big news that Robert Downey Jr. would be back in the MCU as Dr. Doom in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Stan shares his feelings on the return of RDJ. Quote, I hope I'm in a scene with him, he said, adding with a laugh, is there any other guy that could pull that off? I don't know, probably not. After Tropic Thunder, is there anything that guy can't do? The mention of Tropic Thunder seems to be at times controversy surrounding Robert Downey Jr. doing a blackface in the film, which RDJ recently defended. Now, I will mention, Marvel was so desperate. First of all, they're having a very difficult time hiring any actors for the new movies. That they're really trying to. They've not been able to find any actor that's willing to put their names on any of these movies. So they begged Robert Downey Jr. to come back, and they had to sort of do this sort of multi-universe nonsense where he's going to be playing Victor Von Doom, and it's just silly. You know, I mean, it's just a smack in the face of what he did, and really, it's going to. In my view, it looks like this will confuse the general audience, in my opinion. But they started confusing the audience once they started doing this nonsense with time travel. Once they, entered that realm, then all bets are off and anything that makes any kind of sense. Sebastien Stan goes on to mention Thunderbolts and how first playing Trump made it difficult to get back into the Winter Soldier vibe. I went off to Marvel after The Apprentice, he said, and we were doing scenes. I would do something, a thing or two, and be like, F, this is still living somewhere else. Well, no kidding. You have a character that you make a propaganda for. That's a real person. And now you're doing these fictional characters. So it's a different kind of vibe. I will say this. He looks pretty good as a young Donald Trump. But it's a bizarre. It's very bizarre. We know that's all propaganda. But Sebastien Stan, if you think about what has he done other than play Bucky? I don't think he's really done anything. If you know of anything that he's done, what do you do that weird Tanya, in that Tanya movie, that I, Tanya movie with Margot Robbie? As far as I know, that's the only thing he's done. And that's just bizarre. He plays a very, Jeff Gould, that character, that person that he plays, very strange. But besides that, what has Sebastien Stan done? He's just trying to make sure that he keeps getting roles. This Apprentice movie looks kind of bizarre. He does look good as a young Donald Trump. I'm sure I'd love to hear that from people. You look just like Donald Trump. Why don't you play Donald Trump in a movie? Okay, but you let me know what you think about this video. Are you disappointed that Bucky turned woke? I think everybody knows these people. They're all just trying to make sure they don't lose work. That's what a lot of them is. That's what it is with a lot of them. And some of them are brainwashed, sadly, but thank you for watching this video. And of course, please subscribe to The Comic Book Hut, and I'll see you later.